Okay.
Ready to go?
All right. This is last stable talk of the night. We're going to talk about how to use breakable dependencies for your advantage. So it will be a stable talk brought to you by two unstable people. So
We know you love us. As usual, standard disclaimers apply.
neither of us represent our work.
Yeah, this is just our insanity. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, not sorry.
For those of you who don't know me, very few, hi, I'm Stacey Banks. So I'm going to be talking about the red team approach. My background is heavily Unix, Linux-based, risk assessments, a whole lot of policy, and telling people how they're just wrong. And of course, you know, fight like a girl, because we fight dirty.
And I'm Henmi. Never mind.
Yes.
I went to the kitchen and made her a sandwich. She asked it.
Sudo, make me a sandwich.
I don't know how much this thing I like. Oh, we can't put that one.
Adrian, am I oppressing you?
Very much so. But I like it.
Thank you.
And it comes
I'll
with
be
me.
back.
All right. All right. I'm Henmi. I'm representing the blue team. I have a lot of experience doing blue team stuff in SOC environments, operations, product security, and a little bit of education now. So. Okay. So what we're going to talk about is library reuse, not mead reuse, but library reuse. So it's a good thing, right? Reusing libraries is definitely a good thing. However, what's not so good about them? You have an increased attack surface, and you have no clue what's in them a lot of times, right? So library reuse includes things like open source software. There have been a lot of examples of that. Commercial libraries, so not just open source. And also primarily internal versus external.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys are in security. For those of you maybe still stuck around the sysadmin database level, doing the fun support stuff that we don't want to do.
Thank you.
Yes, very much. Thank you. But, you know, also looking at this is the difference in approach between going full on attack, taking the red team outside approach, where you can either have full knowledge due to, you know, just being part of it, having a complete open insight into it, or acting as an actual attacker, seeing what you can find on your own, doing your open source intel, doing your network scans, and, you know, seeing just what a real attacker would actually get. That tends to be better since it gives you a full sense. But not many places actually like red teaming because they don't want their shit broke. So it tends to be more of a blue team, be gentle with the code, don't mess up anything. So you've kind of got to balance that. And everybody, you need to push your management to do red teaming. Yes. Because honestly, that's where the fun's at.
So you guys know, we talked about the attack surface, right? The lovely libraries everybody uses. Well, we know things, when we don't know the attack surfaces and vulnerabilities come out, they do things like, oh, break the internet. So everybody remembers Heartbleed and Poodle. I can see the heads going, yeah, don't remind me. I don't want to remember that.
There's a red teamer.
Right there, yeah. And then Bash.
Oh my
God,
god.
Linux has a vulnerability. What are we going to do about that?
We didn't rehearse that.
No, not at all.
And yet again, you know, it's like another, you know, glib, see, here we go. More stuff affecting the people that we really shouldn't have vulnerabilities. This should strictly be, you know, Microsoft's issue.
Or any other commercial people who don't, you know. But that's also an impact too. It's not just open source, right? You buy other libraries. There was something with BSafe, for instance. People are like, oh, that's been backdoored by the feds. Well, most people aren't surprised by that, but still, it's a backdoor and it's an attack surface into your software or your network.
Much like the proposed backdoor into the encryption, because we all know.
Oh yeah, they know what they're doing. Yeah, everybody remembers the OMB attack.
It's not my fault.
No. So we're gonna pick on OpenSSL because everybody loves OpenSSL. It's everybody's favorite open source library because it secures all sorts of encrypted transactions from money, banking, any type of purchases. Generally, everybody encrypts passwords, so nobody actually audited the code. No one actually really went through and checked it and made sure it didn't have any holes in it. Either before Poodle came out or before Heartbleed came out. It still just had numerous vulnerabilities. People just upgraded the libraries, right? Well, it's still having problems. So now at least LibreSSL is coming out with the OpenBSD guys, but still, nobody's going to yank out OpenSSL right now and stop encrypting their traffic and plug it in with something that's just as untested. So
it's always a balance, and much like OpenSSL, there's still been continued yet more vulnerabilities that are out there beyond just the huge branded ones that we've had so far. And they're not alone. They've just gotten the most news on it.
Nothing like a vulnerability with its own website.
Yes, and please, whoever is branding them, can you please stop letting your 5-year-old name them? Stop it. That's all I ask.
So, the blue dream approach, right? What happens when you have a vulnerability in your library? What do? You panic. And then you panic some more. And then you eventually calm down, get over the panic, and go, okay, now what? Let's look and see what's affected, right? Let's see if we actually use the code, if the code's accessible, how we're actually, using the library and how we're impacted before, after the panic settles. The other thing you have to do is you have to think of the correct way to respond to the public, because everybody wants to know, oh, have you fixed the vulnerability yet? Right? They usually want to know the day after it came out. Have you fixed it yet? No, nobody's released a patch yet, so no, haven't fixed it. But you have to have a proper response for legal and things like that.
Policy, procedure. Mm-hmm. It's a necessary evil.
I know.
And NIST has guidelines for everything. What? Do it! Just do it! So, from a red team perspective, however, what you gonna do when it comes along? Whip it! Oh, I mean, yes, you're gonna whip it good. You're gonna go after that vulnerability. You're gonna attack it, because you know what? Vendors are gonna be frickin' slow!
They
are. Yeah.
So red
we
team...
have an attack opportunity that could span weeks, depending on who exactly the vendor is that has the issue and how in denial they are and going against researchers. So while they're wasting their time doing that, we can leverage it as an attack vector. Go out there, utilize what research there is, look into it more, ports, injection. Where can we really get in here?
Well, red team really has an advantage because blue team, you've got to get on.
Well, you're at the mercy.
I'm at the mercy of you guys. I can only do so much. Uh-huh.
That was the point of it.
Yeah, red team, blue team, yeah. So.
Brownie points.
Yeah. So, after the panic, it's incident, okay, you run your incident response, right? It's a shell script. You always have to run your incident response.
I swear it works.
Shell script. It works. So, you go into response mode, right? You go into your incident response mode. So, while you're in response mode, what do? You write your security announcements. You run your CVSS scores to make sure everybody knows the severity of the vulnerability and really hope it's not an easy 10, right? Because 10's the most easy to break, remote root exploit, doesn't require authentication type. You hope it's not one of those. It's usually somewhere in the middle. And then you go into patch mode. This is on particularly a product side, web app side. You want to get things patched as much as you can, but you want to make sure you also have your legal basis covered because there's only so much you can do.
While they're worrying and attempting to get their vendors to respond and update, while patch management is being attempted, you want to go out there, and yeah, I swear this works too in a real life situation. Scan your attack surfaces. we should be doing regular red teaming against our networks. You should be attempting to do these exploits when they come out, to see. Because how else are you going to know whether this has actually been patched? If you're trying to do something internally while you're waiting for your vendor to finally resolve the issue, you need to do something internally. So have the red teams go out there, do their scanning, do the attack vectors, because honestly, it's going to be a while.
Yeah, they're going to have plenty to do while I'm over here panicking still. I'm still in panic mode. Oh my god, what am I going to do?
And we have plenty of networks to play with.
Yes, you have all sorts of stuff. So, once everything's patched, and assuming it's all patched, you're like, oh, we're safe. No. We have built-in libraries that are included with other products, correct, or other applications. And in this case, they don't usually upgrade their libraries with every rev. So, in a lot of ways, it's like, oops, sorry, we forgot to rev it. So, yeah, you still have to go back and review. And if it's a previous rev, not only do you have the current exploit that's possibly got its own website, you might have other things you have to fix as well. So that still needs reviewing, testing, inventorying what is running that app, what is running that. There are products that, for example, bundle OpenSSL. They don't necessarily use the library on your computer. So, okay, we didn't link to it. We didn't compile the code here. It's compiled off somewhere else. It's already in the package. So, I think Apache would be a great example, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, it's a lot of things. And, Apache being a major web server would be impacted by that, so.
Because, isn't this great? I mean, it's so easy for Red Team. Because if you have a product that they've internalized, like OpenSSL, they have it included in theirs, and they have to update their software. So they're not just running off of the latest, greatest on your, hopefully regularly patched system, especially in work production environments. This introduces another attack vector that is going to stick around after you have patched the actual operating system, and you're feeling all nice and safe and sound in your little, blue team world.
I know, it's so sad.
Especially management.
I'm not one of those, thank you.
No, not you, but,
okay.
But management in general.
Oh,
it's
okay,
like,
yes.
Oh, yes. Check. Patches were applied. Check. Okay, we've locked this shit down. Yeah, no, you haven't.
No,
because there's still vulnerable software out there that we can do if those vendors have not updated their particular software.
And it can be worse because you can wait for weeks. We all know vendors who can take a really, really long time to issue a patch that's been out forever. And you're like, you know what I'm talking about? Yes. So, yeah, it takes too freaking long. Fix it already. Just do it.
Well, that and how many places actually bother with doing, maintaining a full software inventory where they look at third-party applications that are included so that they know, oh, yeah, this one isn't running off of the supplied OS-based. So we definitely need to make sure that we're getting an update from them if they haven't sent anything out. And in the meantime, we should probably do some proactive work. Most places don't, again, making it really easy.
And even those who do, sometimes they've got so much work that they're backlogged and they're still just trying to keep up with it. There's companies out there like Black Duck who try to keep up with all the current CVEs and all the libraries, but they do an okay job of it. Unfortunately, they're the only company that really does, and we really need more companies out there to do that, and that would be a big help out there, especially for us blue teamers who are sitting in our nice little comfy area just waiting to be attacked. So, all right, you've tried to patch everything and you realize you're in a panic mode. You're like, oh my god, now what? Okay, we patched everything. We still have vendors not doing stuff. This has been out, the exploit's been out long enough now, and the script kiddies are at it. And you're like, okay, great. So you need to have to look at things like network blocking, either firewalling, VLAN ports, whatever you need to do to configure it and turn it off and find a way to stop the traffic, either through configuration files. This is all while you're waiting for a vendor response. You're like, okay, already, get it to me. This is silly. And you guys know who I'm talking about. And then patching, stat, once it comes out. So there's enough companies out there who like you to patch every day. We know a few. Because we always get, like,
oh, yeah,
anytime you open your web browser, oh, it's time to install a new web browser. It's time to install a new Flash. There's just an exploit every other day. Yeah, you don't need those. Nah.
Remind me tomorrow.
Yeah, client-side bones doesn't matter. Yeah, you're set.
Oh yeah, mine's a Mac. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Frickin' users.
Yeah, well, and see, that's the other thing. We also need to educate the users, too, right? We need to tell them, hey, guys.
macOS is one of those companies that issues patches every freaking day.
So,
Well, as it becomes more popular, there's going to be more vulnerabilities because, hey, there's more people I can fuck with.
yeah, and I mean, Windows still has their monthly ones. They have their out-of-band ones, but, everybody's got their... Although Windows is another... Not Windows, but Office is another one where I get, like, a weekly patch thing I have to do. Because somebody found a way to exploit Excel. Really? Okay.
Well, it's in heavy use, and,
Well,
that's where all
yeah.
the financials are kept.
Well, yeah. And then PowerPoint, because, PowerPoint's also full of vulnerabilities. Because everybody wants to rob my slides. And yours. Even though you're red team.
Who wouldn't want this new hotness? It's got Firefly references.
Exactly. Shiny. Huh?
Use Google Docs.
Oh, there you go.
Check it out. Firefly's not coming back.
Oh, come on! What do you mean Firefly's not coming back?
Hush.
All of that.
I like you.
I was talking about.
So, on the red teaming side of the whole prevention remediation, code review, it's not very popular amongst pretty much anywhere. I mean, if they were having better, quality assurance and review, we wouldn't have quite as many vulnerabilities, one would assume.
Yeah.
Especially when quality assurance sometimes just goes away.
Oh, yeah, there's places that just doesn't exist. Yeah.
Which, again, at that point, you wait for the newest update to be put out, and you take a look at it because, you've got a good balance of people that are willing to be guinea pigs and go ahead and upgrade everything to the latest greatest, as well as people that hold back. There's going to be holes in whatever, the new, 2.0 anything is. So you go out there and you try it. This is the best time.
Absolutely. I mean, and the thing is with the amount of code people support and the amount of libraries that, especially open source libraries, that people just pull in one here, pull in one there, and they just glue it together, and you're going, okay, well, let's get it all to work. Great. Can we audit it first? Oh no, we already released it to QA for production. Wait, what? No, wait.
Well, it's a pre-existing library. It's safe.
It's safe. Yeah. Everybody uses
someone
this.
else QA'd it, right?
Yeah, red team.
Maybe.
Okay.
I wouldn't call that QA. I'd just say
it's secure. It's assuring the
It's-
quality of the vulnerability.
It's a product testing, but it's not quality assurance.
It's assuring the quality of the vulnerability.
Because that doesn't always get reported on.
Details.
It just gets exploited.
Details. So, how do we deal with this? Audit and test your code. By the way, you need to audit and test your code. Did I say anything about auditing and testing your code? You guys need to audit and test your code. Fix your shit. Because we just don't... I know. It's just...
And
it's
know
so
what's on your
important to
network?
Just fix it while I write it.
Isn't there a commute?
I always just send my source code to Hyatt.
Oh, okay.
That's what you've been doing?
Well, you can just wait for a red teamer to come along and be like, hey, I broke it.
So while you guys are sitting around not doing anything, waiting for after blue teams fix everything, you guys become QA?
No, we'll just tell you we broke it. We
Oh,
won't tell
okay.
you how, necessarily. Yes.
Don't worry about it. He's not actually a developer. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
Any questions?
So-
for us?
Happy nihilist. What's the origin of that?
Well, a nihilist wants to watch the world burn. I just want to do it with a smile on my face. Yes, bring marshmallows, please. If we're gonna watch the world burn, please bring marshmallows.
It's with
That's a
what?
very good question. Sandwiches.
Yeah, that's.
Oh.
right there.
That would be me oppressing Adrian. The make me a sandwich meme?
Yeah, but he's so wipeable now. He's so
Wipeable?
Oh, yeah.
Can I play matchmaker here? I mean,
I'm not single, but I could be.
Awesome.
Between Henmi
And just
Never
remember,
make me to stack sandwiches like
keep
that.
flying and stay shiny.
Thank you. Thank you very much.